Hello there. Vote for me for 2020. Time for a new vision, a vision that will rise. Now, on the subject, I promised you a long time ago that I would do um, my opinion on the American dream in general. So, my point of view on what the American dream is a many part dream. An American dream begins out, no matter if you're a peasant or king, anyone can become king, and anyone can become a peasant. The second part of this dream is family entrepreneurship. What does that mean? That means no matter what your family line is, your whole family can become entrepreneurs, and I will do whatever I can so the next guy, the next generation, can have it better than I did in all aspects of life. Even if my children want to break away from what I originally done, I will give them all the tools needed to chase after their dreams. But they have to understand how to dream first. And that is the American dream, or part of it, along with freedom to do whatever you may desire. But the greater freedom here, or the greater dream, was to become whatever you desire to become. And the hopes at what you desire to become is something that's productive towards your country and your God. So now, that is my point of view on the American dream. Now, what has the American dream become since then? Well, it's hard to define the American dream. We still have a slight taste of it in today's culture. Excuse me. But when I look at people who are third and fourth generation welfare recipients, or who've been on welfare more than 10 years running and have not found a job, I know the economy sucks, but within 10 years you can at least find one job, who depend upon the government either for any aspect for longer than 10 years without actually, unless you have one child and then 10 years later you have four children, that's more understandable. Okay, there is a point of honest people on welfare, or a legit person on welfare, or using Social Security. America has almost become a lazy, a slugger country with very few people who dream. And the proof is in the citizens of America and the first generation Americans that come from third world countries. I come to America with a dream. Of course, they probably do a lot of and get paid illegally and get paid below the minimum wage line. But nevertheless, they're willing to do whatever job it takes. They're willing to get only 4 hours of sleep, and they're willing to give up McDonald's just to have a good cracker in their belly. They're even willing to give up an iPod or something. I don't know what they're willing to give up, but somehow a guy who comes from a third world nation knows how to take advantage of the system better than someone that's been here and is on welfare, and within 20 years that person from a third world nation is making multi-thousands, almost millions of dollars. I'm talking in the $10,000. And yet that welfare recipient is still on welfare. I'm not saying this makes up more than 50% of America. I'm saying he makes up enough of America to handicap America and to make America a weak nation. We have the highest rate to become one of them. We have the highest opportunity rate for great success, great education, and great wealth. And yet, we stumble. The people like me, and I'm guilty here and there, of not even trying to build ourselves. We all go out there while marriages are falling apart and buy a 24-pack of beer, get drunk, instead of going out there and buying a $24 book, reading it about how to improve your marriage. Or even buying a Bible and reading the Bible and trying to improve our lives. So yeah, instead of that, I would rather spend money on Xbox games, 24 packs of soda, waste 2 or 3 hours on that, complain about how bad life is, instead of reading a book like As the Man Thinketh, The 8 Pillars of Success, The Slight Edge, and so forth. Or even the Bible at that. And we complain each and every day how horrible our life is. The American dream is to complain about how horrible life is and how we're getting gypped of our rights, but yet we're not willing to fight for our right and try to change our lives ourselves. And I'm as guilty as anyone else. Throughout my time in life, that's what I did. I sat there in my own sorrows and sat back and have a energy drink because I didn't like alcohol and drank my sorrows away. Oh, I use Kool-Aid because energy drinks can be harmful if you have too many of them. So Kool-Aid, gallons of Kool-Aid I drink, and with the same content as someone who would drink alcohol. Only my body didn't get harmed. My liver is still kicking and functioning. That's the only upside to drinking Kool-Aid. But I've come to realize that's not what this meant. Even John F. Kennedy, and I'm going to say what he said in a more harsh way, hopefully a more revelational way. I know revelational is not a word, bear with me. And what he said, he's like, "You lazy scum of American citizen, or you normal citizen of America, don't ask how you can milk this country until it's dry, and take every advantage of this country. No. It's not what advantage you can take from this country, no. But it's what you can do to make this country a better country to live in, and by default, your life will also become better because you're trying to better the country around you." Now what he really said is, not what you can do. Don't ask what this country can do for you, but what you can do for this country. Okay, I kind of dyslexic there. So instead of being lazy and waiting on the government to take care of you, you should go and take care of the community around you, and then eventually the government can do what the government can do, or the community will be able to help you out. Well, you're going to help yourself out because you are part of the community, you help the community out, and therefore it circles back around to you. We've been waiting too long for the government and for the community and for other people to throw us a lifebelt. instead of making a life belt with whatever we got around us. We have a tree, we have a handsaw, and we have a whetstone. What are we going to do? Are we going to try to cut down a tree and make a raft? And not, or are we just going to wait for someone else to cut down a tree for us and make a raft for us? There's all there. I mean, we got rope and nails and stuff. And I have been at fault at this too. I can't say I'm above this, and that would be a lie. And yes, most of the time you don't tell the full truth, because something like that shouldn't be known if I really wanted to get elected into political office. So I really want to get elected in political office, because I'm telling you everything there is, so you won't have any doubt about my policies I want to do for this country. Well, B, I'm trying not to get in office at all, and I'm just trying to stir up the American people and make a house divided amongst itself. Which I'm not trying to make a house divided amongst itself. I'm not trying to divide the American people and make people disgusted at me. I may have hit on certain people who have abused the system and milk it for everything it's got. How do I know this? Just look at the people who sue for millions of dollars, who could have really act for like a free meal or 2 free meals, 2 free meals or something. But yet they get $1 million. Why? Because the Supreme Court or any court, instead of holding the person accountable for their own actions and for the lack of and holding them to a common sense value, they're like, oh, we're going to hold this guy who has money and steal his money and give it to this guy. It's like Robin Hood, but it's completely not holding the other guy accountable. People have sued. I'm talking from fast food, from getting their fat, to cigarettes because it causes bad health. You wouldn't stand in a forest fire and inhale smoke. Why are you inhaling the same one forest fire, inhaling it for maybe 30 minutes? It's the same thing as smoking a whole every day of your life for a year. Same amount of smoke, if not more. And it's even more harmful because there's other chemicals that's not found in nature, found in a cigarette. Okay, you may not know about that, but you never really took the concept here. Well, how about anything? It doesn't really matter. I'm just sick and tired of this get-rich, non-disciplined country. Let's get rich easy and not have the discipline to get it. Because you know what happens 10, 20 years down the road? They're in more debt, with more trouble, than if they earned it the hard way. And then some of you be like, is this guy running to president just to get out of debt? Well, nah. I just want to come up with just trying to stir up this country. Remember, I believe I should get a tax cut if that United States soldier gets a pay cut. We both get pay cuts together. I believe that. But I believe the American dream is dying, and the only people that have the American dream, the true American dream, is the third world nation people that come here and strive on America. The American dream was once freedom for a street rat to become a king, or a king to become a street rat, and family entrepreneurship. And that was the American dream, and it's slowly dying. That's all. God bless, Godspeed.